I want you all to think to yourselves, what do you think when you hear the words, home is where the blank is? Well, for me, I usually often think home is where safety is. It's where you can express yourselves fully without the fear of, not being able to be yourself. For a lot of us, that unfortunately isn't a lot of the case. Funny enough, I'm also not originally from York, PA. I am actually originally from Hanover, PA. Good old Snacktown was also a prison for me. Which is kind of ironic because you could say it was a prison within a prison. I've seen Inception enough times to know how that works out. But it was kind of ironic because when I was there, I never felt like I could truly express who I was, especially being someone on the autism spectrum. And that was until I came to a little area known as York, Pennsylvania for college. And I had always heard horror stories of this place growing up. When you're in a small town of Hanover, York seems pretty big. So when I came here to college, I was intimidated. I mean, I lived on the East End, which I would say in my own opinion is probably the most mildest side of York. I currently live at the South End, and now I actually kind of reiterate that. I say the South End's a little bit more pleasant. But honestly, as time went on, I actually kind of started to feel more and more at home, even to the point where when I went back to Hanover, I was miserable. I was struggling. I mean, I'm struggling now, but even more so back then. But it really became surprising of how much York just kept calling me back. And eventually I met the love of my life, who was originally from York. And that was definitely the calling card that I had to come here. And it was probably one of the most welcoming communities I had ever been to. Not only art-wise for myself, because in Hanover, there's not a huge art community. And there's not a lot of people in that area that really look for that kind of stuff. It's a small factory town. They've got Utz's, Snyder's, all the classic works. And when I came to York, I originally came terrified of this place because of how big it seemed. But now it actually seems just as small. And honestly, I feel so proud to actually call this place my home. Every time I come from Hanover back to York, I can say I'm truly coming home.